Hello everyone, welcome to Laexcellence IAS Academy. Recently, a petition has been filed in the Supreme Court with respect to lack of transparency in the appointment of the Controller and Auditor General of India. In this context, we will discuss how the Controller and Auditor General of India is appointed in the India. Okay, the Controller and Auditor General of India has been mentioned under Article 148 of the Constitution. Article 148 deals with his appointment, his service conditions, and also his salary. And with respect to appointment, the Article 148 says that the Controller and Auditor General of India shall be appointed by the President. Okay, and with respect to service conditions and also salary, the Parliament will decide what are the service conditions and also his salary. And with respect to his salary is charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. This is with respect to his appointment and also his service conditions, which is mentioned on the Article 148. But Article 148 says that he shall be appointed by the President. But how? What is the procedure followed in the appointment? With respect to Article 124, you all guys know that under Article 124, a Supreme Court judge is being appointed, right? But what is the procedure here? The no procedure has been mentioned under Article 124 as well as under Article 148. But with respect to Supreme Court judge, when there is no clear-cut guidelines or procedure mentioned in the Article 124, this led to establishment of collegium, right? But there is no such collegium for the appointment of the CAG. And because of this, the procedure with respect to CAG is that Prime Minister will recommend names to the President. After Prime Minister recommending a name to the President, President will appoint a CAG. This is the procedure presently followed with respect to appointment of the CAG. But if you look at this closely, there is no legislative involvement in the appointment of the CAG because his service conditions are determined by Parliament. He is responsible to the Parliament. He is not responsible to the executive at all, because he makes that the executive is responsible to the legislature. And since he is responsible to the Parliament, there is no participation of legislature with respect to his appointment. And there is also no presence of leader of opposition in the appointment process. The sole opinion of the PM will decide who will be the CAG. And there is no lack of transparency in the appointment of the CAG. Because of recently, some of the members went to Supreme Court with respect to appointment of the CAG, saying there is no transparency and there is only executive. And that too only PM decides who will be the Controller and Auditor General of India. And because of this, the petitioners argue that there should be a consultation of an independent committee consisting of PM, Leader of Opposition and also Chief Justice of India. This committee also appoints the Director of the CBI, right? And this procedure should be followed in the case of appointment of the CAG. And sole opinion of the Prime Minister and sole opinion of the executive should not be followed with respect to appointment of the CAG, because he is the person who makes that executive is responsible with respect to physical matter or financial matters. Okay, CAG, if you look at that, he audits the accounts of the central government, right? He audits the accounts of the state governments. He audits the accounts of the central public sector units, right? And also he audits the accounts of the local governments, right? Because of this, you can look at that he audits the whole country's financial system. Because of this, he holds the executive accountable to the legislature. Hence, there should be a transparency in the appointment of the CAG. Because of this, there is a petition filed in the Supreme Court with respect to transparency in the appointment of the CAG. And we will look into the matter when there is a clear-cut guidelines if laid down by the Supreme Court with respect to this procedure and also this PL petition which is filed in the Supreme Court. Thank you.